That was truly amazing. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to be here today as a father and someone who has a family. I'm truly amazed, and I'm just in awe of all these men and women who have sacrificed so much so that my family has the opportunity to be safe and secure. And on behalf of my family and on behalf of my children, I want to thank each and every one of you today for your sacrifices and what you've done for our country. And I just can't, and I know we all can't say how much we appreciate it. It's my pleasure to get to introduce today our speaker here at our program today. He is a personal friend of mine, and he's a man who I have grown to love and respect. And when I first got to know him, I guess the first thing I remember about Mr. Salinas was that he was always willing to do whatever it took. No matter what you ask him, he's always willing to do whatever you ask him to do to help children, to help anybody in our community for that matter. I think his title around here is a migrant advocate, but this man is an advocate for every human being on the face of the earth from what I can tell, because every time I ask him to do something, he's always yes, and he's always willing to do whatever it takes, whatever is needed to get the job done. I want to tell you a little bit about Mr. Salinas here so that some of you can know him a little bit better before he comes and talks to us today. Louis C. Salinas was born in Texas. He is the oldest of 11 brothers and sisters. His father was born in Mexico. His mother was born in Texas. He's a third-generation Texan of Mexican descent. He and his lovely wife, Nettie, who is here today with him, have been married for 48 years. By the way, Miss Nettie is a fantastic cook because Mr. Salinas has been kind enough to bring some of her stuff here and share it with us. But he and his wife have been married for 48 years. They have 2 children, Melinda Ann Chambers and Louis G. Salinas. They have 4 grandchildren, Mackenzie, who is at GHS, Michaela, Sebastian, and Tyler, high schooler himself. Louis grew up in Oglesby, Texas, just west of Waco in central Texas in a farming community. And in addition to his chores, he began working at the age of 6, picking corn and cotton during the summers to help support his family. I was talking about that with my class this last period. And they were all amazed at the fact that you were working at 6 years old there, Mr. Salinas. Except for his senior year, he was never able to start school until November or December due to having to work harvesting the crops. But nevertheless, he managed to be the valedictorian. This is one of the things I learned about him as I started talking to him. He managed to be the valedictorian of his graduating class at Oglesby High School. He was also a student athlete while he was there, leading in 3 sports, and he was quite accomplished in baseball in particular, where he was offered a scholarship. After attending Baylor University in Texas and St. Francis College in Pennsylvania, he was drafted by the Army. Upon completion of his basic and advanced training in the Army, he was selected to enroll in the Instructors in Leadership class, and he was, after that class, he was number 1 in his class. He was an honor graduate. After being discharged from the Army, he returned to Texas and began a 40-year career in the insurance business. He and his wife, fortunately for us here in Gomer County, he and his wife moved to LBJ to be close to their children, and he has been employed by the Gomer County school system for 5 years. He is a member of the Good Samaritan Catholic Church, and he is very active in community needs and taking care of people. Mr. Salinas, like I said before, he's a guy who is always willing to do whatever it takes for the people around him. He motivates me to be a better person, and it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce our speaker here today, Mr. Louis Salinas.
Ms. Sanford, teachers, staff, student body of Clear Creek Middle School,